Hey y'all, welcome back. Today I'm doing another book review. These books, Permission to Mourn and Becoming Radiant, are two of my favorite books by one of my favorite people. I want to tell you a little bit about Tom Zuba, who wrote these books, and I want to encourage you not only to get these books and read them for yourself, but also to follow him regularly. So let's back up a little. I wish that I knew who was the person that shared the first video that I ever saw of Tom. I don't remember how long it had been that my daughter had died, but I was absolutely beating myself up with guilt that it was my fault that she died and that she couldn't possibly forgive me, and I couldn't forgive myself. And I was searching through social media. I was all over Facebook looking for support groups and anyone that was saying anything about their child dying and what their experience had been, and just looking for some connection. And I came across a video that Tom did. If I can find that actual video, I will put the link in the description of this video. But basically, what Tom said in that video was to imagine your loved one sitting in a chair across from you and asking them if they blame you for their death, and what you think their response would be. And when I imagined sitting across from my little girl and asking her if she blamed me, I was able to realize that she doesn't blame me and that it's not my fault. It was an accident, and I have to work on forgiving myself and releasing myself from the guilt that I feel. And that was such a powerful moment for me, because that was the first moment that I actually realized that there was hope that I can begin to heal and find new ways to connect with my daughter. So I began stalking Tom. I watched as many of his videos as I could, and I bought his first book, Permission to Mourn. It is so beautifully written. It is so easy to read. A very short version of Tom's experience, so that you know that this man is an expert. He and his wife experienced the death of their first child. She was 18 months old. And that's awful enough. But then, after they had 2 boys, his wife suddenly died, and he was dealing with that. And then one of his sons died. So this is a man who has experienced the death of his wife and 2 of his 3 children. If you have not buried your spouse or any of your children, then you might not understand just how he has walked through fire again and again and again. And he has chosen to use his experiences and the things that he is using to work on his healing. He's sharing that with us. I was able to work in a group setting with Tom. He offered an online group program, and I don't remember how many of us were working with him for the first time, but there were several members of the group that had worked with him before. So it was a nice balance of people that had been through working with him, that were able to encourage those of us who were very fresh in our grief and new to even just the idea of talking about it with other people. To work with Tom personally, it's just amazing. It's absolutely remarkable how anything that you say, whatever it is you're experiencing or questions that you have, how that he can help you reframe it so that you see it in a different way, and that you can see a path to healing, whatever it is that is making you feel stuck or guilty or frustrated. So that experience of working with Tom was absolutely life-changing. And he gave me so many tools that have helped me to be able to work on my healing, and then to also be able to start helping others as I began my own Facebook group for grieving women. Later, I was able to work with him again, because after he wrote his second book, Becoming Radiant, he had those of us that had worked with him before to go through this book with him. So each time that we met, we discussed a different chapter of the book. And it made the book so much more impactful to dig into it with him in that way. So if you want to use the link in the description to go to Amazon and buy one or both of these books, you'll be supporting him and his work. And you'll also be supporting me and this channel by using my link. But it won't cost you any extra to go through my link. As well as buying his books, I highly recommend that you follow him on social media. I know that I preach to get off of social media and that Facebook is a place where we go to be miserable, but he is very active on his Facebook page. And if you're able to get on Facebook for a purpose and able to avoid looking at all the people that aggravate you and all of the negativity and the fear and the fakeness that we see on Facebook, if you're able to just not look at that, but just go to his page, then I highly recommend that you follow his page on Facebook. I will put a link to that in the description as well, so that you can go and follow him and you can watch all of his videos. And right now it's April of 2020 and we're in the middle of this worldwide pandemic, and he has come back to his Facebook page where he is going live every day with words of encouragement for everyone who is now really struggling. For those of us who are already grieving and dealing with the way things are right now, as well as for all of the people who are now, because of this pandemic, grieving the loss of their loved ones, the loss of their jobs, the loss of the world that we thought we knew, and where do we go from here? So, if you see this, Tom, you know how much I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to work with you again in the future. And for everyone else, I highly recommend that you read Tom's books and that you follow him and watch his videos and allow him to help you to work on your healing as you go through your grieving journey. If you want to check out other book reviews that I've done, I will put a link here and also in the description as well. And let me know if there are any other books that have helped you on your grieving journey that you would like for me to read and review as well. And put them in the comments so that others can find them as well. I hope this was helpful. I love y'all so much. Until next time. Bye, y'all.